Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host, Muhammad Ali Qasim, life coach, career counselor, motivational speaker, English language instructor, and a teacher. One language puts you in a corridor of life. Two languages open every door along the way. I am talking about English. English is one of the most spoken language of the world. English has equal importance in our country also, because whenever you go outside the country, if you want to go for the trip or anything, you must know English. English, another importance of English in this way, if you want to get higher education, you must speak English and you must understand English. And for this, for the students has to pass and they have to give a test, and that is called IELTS, International English Language Testing System. So today I conduct this program on the topic of IELTS. In this program, we will discuss with an experienced teacher with us, Miss Anila Kanwal. Anila Kanwal, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you, Ali?
I'm fine. First of all, I would like to tell you something about Miss Anila Kanwal. She has done MA from Karachi University, and she has done TESOL from Lingua School of Thailand. She is IELTS teacher at Tabani School of Accountancy. She is also English language instructor. She is a teacher trainer at Eureka English Language Center, all campuses. How are you, Anila?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm fine too. I think it's a very short introduction. Tell me something about yourself.
Well, this is Anila, as you have already told everyone about me. Yes, that's a long journey, and I have to put it in a nutshell that, yes, that's all about education. Well, I am into education for the last 10 years, actually. That I guess that is more than 10 years, right, which I've spent in education. And obviously, my life surrounds only in education and teaching, learning. You have given me a big word, expert. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm just a student. I'm still in a learning process. And I'm still learning. I always learn from my students, right? So yes, as far as my qualification is concerned, yes, you have seen my degree, that is master's. Then comes to language proficiency, obviously, because I believe in a skill. So whatever I want to do, I just want to do that skillfully. So I decided, when I had interest in language teaching, so I decided to get some international certification in this regard, because obviously that is needed, that creates a difference. So I decided to go to Thailand. Why Thailand? Because I guess that was quite reasonable at the time when I had that certification in 2014. So I decided to go Thailand to get, because actually TEFL have its centers of TESOL in Asia, in India or in Thailand. Otherwise, they call people into Europe, actually, that would be quite costly. So in India, that was not possible to get a visa. So I decided to go to Thailand. And I got my certification over there. That was a very good journey when I had some international students along with me and international teachers. All the native teachers were there. Then obviously I was a teacher over here. Then we started learning, teaching, and I worked in Domino. I worked in Eureka for 4 or 5 years. And I worked in TLC along with that for Eureka and Domino.
It's a long list.
And currently, that's a long list, right? And now I am in Tabanese, where I teach CS students functional English, and I do conduct IELTS tests as well. I do give training of IELTS.
I think, yes. Anila, I called you experienced teacher. That was not wrong, and you have already told us too many things about yourself, and you know that a quality of a good teacher.
That's right.
And I would like to share a quality of a teacher, a quality of a good teacher, one who remains a student forever.
Yeah, because, that's right. That is.
It's a learning process.
That is a learning.
I would like to tell you one thing. When you were at Eureka, I was I had a meeting with you one day, and you told me about your TEFL. So
Yeah.
after listening to you, I had decided to do TEFL, and
Go for that.
I
Yes,
went
yes.
I went to Thailand, and
That's
I did
great.
TEFL,
Nice.
and also I had also all the international students with us.
Students along with
There
that's
were
right.
five
Mm-hmm.
Americans, four
Mm-hmm.
Indians, and someone from other part of the world, some from the
That's right.
Africas also. So that
Yes,
was
yes,
such a
yes.
wonderful experience. And if
That's
you
right.
want to do
Yes.
something in your field, it is really
That's right.
important for you to get international experience also.
That's right. That's right. Yes, that does matter actually.
Yeah.
In the field of teaching, I guess that does matter because if
Hmm.
you're experiencing something, you can share these experiences to our students. So obviously
Yeah.
that creates a difference.
And that course really made a big difference in my life also.
Yes,
I
that taught
had
us a
an
lot.
I had an international experience and all the
Mm-hmm.
things. Now, Anila, tell us about IELTS, no? Because
IELTS,
without
actually.
and
Yes, yes.
first of all, introduce IELTS. Many of the
Mm-hmm.
people
That's
know about it, but as an expert, what
right.
you say?
Mm-hmm. Well, IELTS is known as a well-recognized test in all over the world, right?
Hmm.
And basically that means International English Language Testing System. So as
Hmm.
it is already mentioned by name, that is all about the test of language proficiency. And mostly that is conducted in the countries or for the people who are from non-native country.
Hmm.
Non-native, कह सकते हैं कि English के जो non-natives हैं basically. So they
Okay.
have to go for IELTS tests because obviously when you go to any native country of English, they have to check your language proficiency and you
Hmm.
have to be expert at it. So when we talk about the IELTS components, basically there are four main components of IELTS:
Hmm.
reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Right?
And
Most of the students get and speaking actually, right?
okay.
So most of the students get confused with IELTS, and actually like, they have created hype regarding IELTS that is such a big and such a difficult course they cannot even go through that. This is
Hmm.
not like that. Basically, reality is different because I guess everyone can go through IELTS. That is not as difficult. It's all about your language and speech.
Hmm.
And when students come to me to ask about IELTS, at first I have to check their language proficiency, that how much proficient they are in English. If they
Okay.
lack something in that, so I recommend them to go through some basic steps of language because that is any kind of basic language ideas. I'm sorry, get failed. Or rather
Okay.
failures, I
Right.
mean mostly we have failures just because of that, because students have a phobia to go for IELTS, but they are not ready to improve their basics. And that
Hmm.
creates a problem, right? So as an expert, as an you could say that trainer, I would let you know that kindly work on your basics, make your foundation of English, and I guess that you will get that foundation in your college, universities as well, in your schools as well. So you need to polish that by joining any private institute of language. There are many available in your own localities. So go get some basics from there, polish your skills, then come for IELTS. Do not
Okay.
directly go for IELTS if you are not in touch with English, if you're not in touch with education. So if you want to go for IELTS, you need to work your skills, basic skills first.
Okay, it means you are saying that it is very important. You should know the basic English language.
True. Yes,
Before that,
yes.
before you can't, you shouldn't go for the test.
Any kind of preparation. You know that there are many private tutoring is available for IELTS. I'm also one
Mm-hmm.
of the private tutors of IELTS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Universities, colleges are offering, you could say that, IELTS, but they're just getting money actually, because if you are just paying only for techniques of learning, because let me tell you one thing, that IELTS is the name of techniques
Okay.
only.
Um,
If you know language, you can only get
mhm.
over all the skills, right? If you don't have any idea about language skills, how would you understand these techniques? So
Yeah.
try to go for your basic skills. Okay? G. Yes.
Okay. Anila, I was coming to the same point which
Hmm.
you have already raised, The point is that there are so many billboard on the roads and so many ads we see on a daily basis.
Social media is full of that. Yes.
You can get 7 bands, 9 bands guaranteed with someone.
In a jiffy like that.
Yeah.
That's right. There are many.
Is it possible someone put IELTS in your head?
Not in a jiffy. Trust me. No. That is not.
Yeah.
Recently, one of my very good students, Umar, got 7.5 band. And as a medical student, he needed 7 in each skills. But actually, he had some problem because actually, as I mentioned, that is the name of techniques. So you have to get a good command over techniques, and that needs practice as well. Institutions are available to teach you all the things about IELTS, but if you don't have any practice, you're not ready to practice yourself, how would you get that band? Right? So you are just curious to get bands, but basically, without practice, you just waste your money. And trust me, IELTS is the name of actually like, you don't need to get fear that if you get failed in that would be waste of your time or something. No, that doesn't happen. Because in IELTS testing system, there is no particular criteria that you will not sit in a test again. No, you can sit as many times as you can. And let me tell you a key thing, that if you sit in a test IELTS second time, that would give you more confidence. Trust me, not kidding. Because that gives you more confidence because actually you've already gone through that fear. Because in first attempt, you're nervous actually.
You get nervous.
And nervousness, yes.
But Anila,
good students also get nervous.
But Anila, Anila, you have to pay almost around, I think,
same amount.
28,000.
That's right.
You have to pay for the nervousness. So it is better to have practice.
No, actually, yes, that's right. The same I'm saying. The same I'm saying that most of the people who are just curious to go abroad without making any work, actually, without paying any thing for that thing which you are going to get, so obviously they get failed in that. So they have to get practice at home. Otherwise, you get failed and then you have to sit again in exams. So it's not about that. Because, well, I was just telling you that practice makes a person practical, right? So keep practicing as much as you can, as it is the key to success, right? And as far as you could say that the low bands is considered in IELTS actually, because students are just, you could say that they are crazy to get good bands, but they forget that they have to work on each and single components of IELTS. It is not only about speaking which can get you a good band. It is not about only a listening or a reading or a writing which can get you a good band. That's overall actually, because all these skills can be, I mean, they will give you an individual band, and at the end that compiles a whole band. Okay, so what do you need to do? That you need to work individually on all these skills and try to understand whatever your instructor wants you to do. Just do that practically, and you need to do this thoroughly so you will get a good result.
Anila, I noticed one thing because I'm also an English language instructor. The students from the metric side, it means the one who is getting education, Board of Secondary Education.
That's right.
And there is a big difference between the metric section students and the O-level section students. O-level students can get at least they can get 6-7 bands easily. There is no big deal for them.
Okay, wait. Let me tell you one thing. Before I answer, that's right.
Yeah, sure.
Before I answer your question, let me tell you one thing about IELTS. That there are two types of IELTS, right? General IELTS and academic IELTS.
Okay.
Right? As you can see by names, you can see the difference by name, general and academic. So general IELTS is needed for people who want to work abroad in any native country of English of Europe. So basically, they can go only for general IELTS. And when it comes to an academic IELTS, so basically that is needed for students who are going for vocational courses, who are going for academic courses abroad, who are going to get the higher education universities. So they go for a good band as an academic IELTS. Secondly, the difference between general and academic is that in only two skills are different, reading and writing. Otherwise, listening and speaking can go the same manner. And the only difference between reading and writing is that general reading is based on general facts and information, articles, newspapers, articles which are given, passages which come in reading paper. They come from mostly